Okay, then. May 19th. May 19th. May 19th. May 19th. You know what day today is? May 19th. May 19th. May 19th. May 19th. May 19th. Hey, gotta tell you a secret. It's May 19th. You know what that means. Oh, I'm glad some people knew what today was when I did that to them. May 19th. May 19th. May 19th. But let's get to business here, okay? AEW review. Want to have a little fun doing the May 19th. Kane. But yeah, AEW though tonight. What do we got going on here, huh? With a couple weeks away from Double or Nothing, which they are really stacking this card as much as they can, and they are really stacking this card as much as they can for Double or Nothing. Well, we do kick off the show with Christian Cage versus Matt Sydal to basically start this whole thing off. Good match, I should say, to begin up this show. Very enjoyable. Christian ended up winning with the prettier or kill switch or whatever you want to call this move and whatnot. But a very good opening match, though, to kick off the show. Right after, though, basically, as Christian had, shook Matt Sydal's hand, Taz basically got on the microphone saying, I should come with you guys in the ring. Ricky Starks came out there then, basically cutting a promo, say he wouldn't be on the sidelines like the rest of these flunkies. Say he had business to handle with his crew. Next thing you know, Cage, Hook, and Hobbs end up attacking from behind. Now we all know that Ricky Starks, which it is good that he's here, still here, which I kind of figured he would be. Yes, his neck is fractured, from that whole German suplex with Hangman Page a few weeks ago, but I'm glad to see he is still on TV cutting promos. So while he's on the sidelines, at least he'll still be featured on this show doing promos and whatnot. But as Cage and them are attacking Sydal and Christian, next thing you know, Hangman Page comes out, basically hands his beer to Starks, basically saying, "Hey, hold my beer." Next thing you know, he comes in, he starts clearing the house, then taking on Hobbs and Cage. Basically, he tried to get the buckshot on him. Cage tried to get him with his like not F5 or 10, whatever the movie you want to call and whatnot. But next thing you know, Page had got the upper hand then until Hook once again hit him with a chop from behind. And then basically, Cage and them end up jumping, Brian, not Brian Cage, but Brian Cage ended up power bombing Hangman Page, then leaving him on the ground then. Now, I know it's a one-on-one match between both of Hangman and Cage and whatnot. My friend even said this would have probably been somewhat of a better idea. You could have had Christian and Hangman versus Hobbs and Cage, which would have made sense when you think about it. I know Christian is in the whole casino battle royale for the pay per view, but that would have been a pretty good tag match though if they wanted to do that. But I guess not. But simple, effective, good opening, good after beatdown effect and whatnot. So not bad. Next, we have the Varsity Blondes cut a promo in the back. Brian Pillman Jr., Griff Garrison, and Julia Hart, which I didn't know they had a third person to this group. I guess she's been on Dark, so I did not really know that. I guess I didn't know she was part of Hart family. Now I had to look that up, and some people told me. So I do like this team. I'm glad they're finally getting some mic time. I'm sure they may have had it on Dark, but it's probably the first time I've ever heard these guys get any real mic time. As Pillman Jr. talked about his dad and everything, that he stayed away from this business so long because the only thing he knew was the dark side of the ring. But that has changed now. Now he is in this business, and now he's he met the Young Bucks. He thought it gave them hope, but he was done with them right away and saw who the real Young Bucks are. Griff Garrison cut a promo basically talking about how he knew the Bucks and he was happy to work for them, merch table a few years ago and whatnot. But now they're not the same guys they are back then. And now they said they're not going to stop until they become the AEW Tag Team Champions. So a good promo by Pillman and Garrison. Like I said, I like this team. I'm glad they're getting some mic time now, at least kind of given to know who they are. Because I didn't know they had a third person in there. I didn't really know who that was, but Julia Hart, she is. So I like this team. Okay, so we'll see where this go. I did like how he put that dark side of the ring in there, because of the whole documentary that just happened not that long ago. But next we had a promo from Moxley and Kingston, basically talking about the Acclaimed. Um, they came out to another version of Wild Thing, not the one I don't think was it Onita, but it was some other version of. I don't know why they didn't keep Moxley's regular theme song. Like it's not bad or anything, but I would have just stuck with Mox's other theme song. No. The Acclaim came out basically once again spitting some bars. The lunatic cringe. I thought that was funny. Calling Eddie Kingston looks like someone that dressed from '04 from the bodega, and he looks like a pack of Newports, and basically talked about John Moxley. Well, I guess talk about his wife, Renee. I talked about you're gonna be on some oral sessions, and I like how Bowen tried to say something, and then Mox, what's this AEW? Then Mox ends up knocking him in the head. Then, good tag match, I will say. Mox and Kingston won with like a somewhat of a modified you know, Death Rider paradigm shift. Basically, Kingston held up what's the name's legs and Mox hit the finish. So, not a bad tag match though, and I thought the Claim had some funny bars out there. Jericho's in the back, talking about what his decision's gonna be tonight with Dane Malenko. He's still the man of 1,004 holds and whatnot, or 1,000 holds, or whatever you want to say. Next thing you know, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page out for a promo. Sky said he loved Sting when he was a kid and whatnot, but things have changed, and that Sting's not the same man he once was. Sky said he's no longer a child; he's a grown man now, and he will put Sting down if he got in his way. But next thing you know, I guess he says he's going to be coming after both Darby and Sting. Ethan Page basically went on to say he's going to put a nail in Darby's coffin. Honestly, I thought Ethan Page cut a better promo than Sky. Sky had at least a better promo than that whole Riddle Me This Batman promo from last week or two. But I did like his promo tonight. It was better, but I think Page knocked it out of the park with it. He did better than Sky out there. But next thing you know, Sting came out and Darby Allin. They ended up attacking both of them then. Sting ended up hitting the Scorpion Deathlock onto Ethan Page until all the Dark Order members ended up surrounding them. Which, here's something that doesn't make sense. Sting and Darby Allin really never had any type of interaction with the Dark Order, but they continue to come out in their matches. But and they come try to help them. But earlier in the night, though, we know the Dark Order almost hangs with Hangman Page almost every week. We see the segments. Why did the Dark Order come out and help Ethan? Hangman. It's too many pages. Why did they come out and help Hangman Page earlier? Think about that. They go to help Sting and Darby, but they don't help Hangman Page when they consistently hang with him almost every week. Think about that. Doesn't make a lot of sense. The Pinnacle, like they're in a restaurant eating, basically start talking about the Inner Circle then, MJF and I think it was Wheeler. Was it Dashwood? I can never get it. Scott Dawson. I'm just going to say that because I keep forgetting their new names after. Dax and Dawson. Not Dax and Dawson. Hardwood, Wheeler. Hardwood, I think. The ball. What do you want me to say? I can never get these names right. I just know about Dawson and whatnot. But they cut good promos though. Spears ended up, I guess, saying he wanted the whole bottle of wine and just slammed the waiter's head on the table. Tully basically, paid him off and whatnot. Just said take care of it. And talked about you decided to do the Stadium Stampede to be your last match in the Inner Circle and whatnot. Britt Baker, well, Rebel, I should say, with Britt Baker, when he gets to Kyle Sheeta. Kyle Sheet I haven't seen in a while, honestly. So we've mostly seen Baker kind of in mostly everything leading up into this match and doubling up because I don't even remember the last time I saw Kyle Sheet on TV till now. Rebel, who it was very rough in the ring, let me just say that. It was very stiff out there. Even that, crutch shot didn't look good either. Basically, of course, Sheeta got the win over Rebel, and then Baker ended up attacking her after holding up the title belt. So, like I said, simple, effective, boom, there you go. Just use the fall person out there, which is Rebel and whatnot. But not a good match though, still too. Um, Omega and Don Callis end up going into Orange Cassidy's locker room, I guess, from last week after the whole injury and whatnot. Basically, talk about, think about it, man. You sure you want that title match? You sure you want it? Huh? 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 You sure you want to do it? You could have been torn in half or something. I don't know. I feel like this went on too long. I've said it before. I kind of like Omega and and Callis more in Impact more than I do in AEW because like I feel like he comes off more goofy over here in AEW than he does in Impact. So it's a tale of two different Omegas right now, if you ask me. The Inner Circle came out minus Santana. Basically, Ortiz saying he wants to fight. Guevara said that the Pinnacle are a bunch of clowns and he's ready to fight as well. And they would accept this challenge or whatnot. Never give Jake Hager a microphone, even trying to sound tough, basically calling the Pinnacle a bunch of schoolgirl bitches and whatnot, and he's just not good on the mic. But Jericho ended up talking about this whole stadium stampede and whatnot, basically saying, we could be breaking up for good. But after the whole blood and guts thing, should he continue doing this with his elbow all taped up after the fall, being thrown off the cage? It was one of the most terrifying moments of his life. And, with his friends and family being scared for him, a couple weeks ago, was it worth it? He said, but he says he wants to get revenge on MJF. So they accept the challenge, and Santana will too once he comes back next week also. So, Hell's coming for you with Double or Nothing. They will dance all over the Pinnacle's faces and piss all over their graves. Honestly, like I said last week, this whole thing is very, very rushed and makes no sense, okay? I don't understand why we need to see this match at Double or Nothing. It's like it's rush booking. It's honestly all rush booking. And yeah, it's rush booking because here's the thing that just doesn't make sense in all this. We just saw the blood and guts match a few weeks ago, okay? And I even said it before. Jericho comes back after 1 week after being thrown off the cage, basically taking the heat away from the heels and whatnot. You think you would try to sell and let the whole injury marinate for like a couple weeks until bringing Chris Jericho back. We don't even get Santana on TV because, he was arrested trying to stab someone with a fork and whatnot. But Jericho's back on TV the following week after taking a 20-foot fall. Even though we know it was cardboard and everything, he's back trying to be the new Stone Cold, shooting beer trucks or bubbly trucks out there and whatnot. So it doesn't make sense. And you would think the blood and guts match will be the blow off because you have this brutal, bloody match inside a cage where these two teams beat the living crap out of each other. But now 2 weeks late, like a few weeks in the next few weeks, you want to go do a stadium stampede and do another comedy show, it looks like, in a way. It's like it's a tale of two different matches right here, and you're rushing the booking. Why do we need to see this feud continue? It should have just ended at blood and guts. That was the blow off. Everybody should move on. Why do we need to see this Stadium Stampede match? Have they even explained what a Stadium Stampede match is yet? Unless people didn't watch it last year. So why do we need to see this match again? I ask people this. Why do we really need to see this Stadium Stampede match again? Okay? Because I don't even know why this feud is even continuing for. It's honestly 50-50 booking, if you ask me. Don't even be surprised if the Inner Circle wins, because I could see that happening right now. So I just don't understand why this feud is still continuing. It's rush booking, okay? And it doesn't make a lot of sense. Jay Cargo is in the back. I guess say she's her own boss. That Mark Sterling dude show up saying like, "Hey, listen, let me work for Team Jade, okay? You may want to be scolding me and what at halftime, but listen, I can get you in the interviews. I can get you where you need to be, okay? Listen to me." Serena Deeb, which I think this may be her first match back since her injury, went against Red Velvet for the NWA Women's Championship. A very good match, probably one of the best matches of the entire night. This was good, real good. Very technically sound. Deeb basically focusing on Velvet's knee throughout most of the entire match. Like I said, it's a very technically sound match right here. I liked it. This was really fun to watch. A lot of joint manipulation by Deeb onto Red Velvet. I enjoyed this match. I really did. This was really good, and this was fun to watch. And Deeb still ended up retaining the NWA Women's Championship. So I liked that match. I liked it a lot. Um, Anthony Agogo went against Austin Gunn with Cody. I Have a Dream speech Rhodes out there with Arn Anderson. Basically, they were getting Agogo over, with his whole punching and whatnot. Gunn ended up coming in with a drop kick and everything, but next thing you know, Agogo hit him in the gut then, and even trying to put himself on the ropes. Gunn trying to get himself up. I think Agogo was bleeding from his face and whatnot, and nose. But he ended up hitting a second punch onto Austin Gunn. Then he was bleeding from the stomach. Then I guess internally. So it hit him with like a pop up punch, and it was over. So they are really trying to get this One Punch Man thing over with Agogo right now. All right. At least he did a little bit more than just doing one punch, but at least they are really selling this punch like it's death and whatnot, even though I felt like it would be better if you just knocked them in the head, as a knockout punch to the face as a boxer than going for the gut. The gut can still stun you, but you want a knockout shot going to the face. And then Cody ended up, but like I said, Super America, Cody Rhodes right there. So he got the American flag and everything, and then Gogo picked up the flag and gave it back to him. And then he had this whole UK flag and everything. So we're doing the whole America versus UK right now. I don't know, man. I know a lot of people shit on Cody's promo last week, but just seeing some of the memes, man. My friend even told me like Cody, man. He helped MLK with that "I Have a Dream" speech and whatnot, or Cody, man, he was at the Million Man March. So it's a lot I could say about Rhodes, but I would not be surprised if he tried to put himself over at that pay per view, though. Double or Nothing coming up. SCU was in the back, basically, being the last time that they tagged together last week, as even Daniels had a tweet saying that might be all, which Daniels and shook Kazarian's hand and said something to him before walking away. Kazarian says, he doesn't have any time to explain what Daniels said, but he's known him for a long time. He knows Daniels will make the right decision, whatever path he chooses to take. As Cass says, he has to choose his own path right now, and he will hunt down every member of the elite and or die trying. And basically, it's a bomb that can't be defused and a gun that can't be unloaded. And promise or threat. It's the gospel according to Frankie Kazarian. So good promo by Cass. Miro came out, the new TNT champion, or I should be saying the new TBS champion, since AEW won't be on TNT much longer by the end of this year, and they will be on TBS now. And I guess they got a new show coming on. Why do they need so many shows? That's 4 shows now at this point. It's like, dude, you got 2 episodes, you got 2 shows of Dark, which is literally the same thing, and now you got another show, Rampage or something. Does AEW really need another show? You got 3, and then again, I don't really watch Dark anyways. I know it's a freaking botch fest most of the time I've ever seen it on there, but why do we need another show? I don't get that. I am surprised they are moving to TBS though, and they will still be on Wednesdays and whatnot. But I heard it's been a lot of shakeups going around in TNT, so I guess they rather give wrestling to TBS than they give it to TNT. So we'll see what happens in the future of that. But I just know that they will not be on TNT much longer, so we may have to start calling it the TBS title. Does have a good name ring to it though, but the TBS title over the TNT title. But Miro's out there. Basically, he went to thank Jesus Christ and whatnot. Basically for beating up Darby Allin, and talked about he will be defending this title at Double or Nothing against Lance Archer. By God, they really rushed that really fast. Lance Archer and Jake Roberts came out then. Basically talked about Miro. Yeah, we're gonna be facing Double or Nothing, but I was the monster before you got here. And basically would be make Miro his Bulgarian bitch and whatnot. And even Miro says, yes, everybody dies, but I insist you will die first. And whatnot. So, good promo by both of these two. Like I said before, I don't know why Miro didn't come in the company like this before they did all that stupid stuff with him. As they announce more matches for Double or Nothing, it will be Sting and Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. So Sting will wrestle, not a cinematic match. Right? You got a stampede. So let Sting wrestle. I know people say, "Oh, is it a cinematic match? Is it a cinematic match?" Well, no, it's not a cinematic match. So Sting will wrestle, folks. Sting will wrestle. And in the main event, we got the Young Bucks versus the Varsity Blondes. It's a good match. When I look at the Young Bucks match, I can understand more and more when a lot of people say typical Young Bucks match. I just go. I think that spray can spot looked pretty bad. It wasn't a bad match though. Like I said, I felt like Varsity Blondes got what they needed to get in, and like we knew they weren't gonna win and whatnot, but this wasn't bad. I just thought the spray can thing just looked really bad for some reason. Um, I know Pillman ended up tapping out to like the sharpshooter from like one of the Young Bucks. So, yeah, the Bucks end up still retaining the titles. But then next thing you know is what Cutler and Callis got in the ring and whatnot. Moxley and Kingston came in and like put like the rear naked choke and sleeper in onto the Young Bucks, basically putting them out. And then they stole their shoes apparently. So they stole the shoes and I guess they socks also, and basically right off the bat, tag titles on the line: Young Bucks versus Moxley and Kingston at Double or Nothing, which I'm sure we all knew that was going to happen anyways, okay? So basically, they went over the card for, Double or Nothing and next week. Then after that, which, by the way, next week AEW will be on Friday night, not Wednesday night. Probably an NBA game going on. So Friday, May 28th, which will be the go-home show before Double or Nothing, will be on Friday right after SmackDown. I know some people say, why could they go against SmackDown? Like, dude, you really want them to go against SmackDown? Because I don't see them beating SmackDown, okay? I don't really see that happening at all. Pay-per-view and that. But yeah, I guess we'll be back next Friday. So yeah, SmackDown and AEW next Friday, folks. So SmackDown first, and then right after AEW will be on. So we'll see where that goes then. But yeah, no AEW next Wednesday. But like I said, they got a big card coming in for next week and for Double or Nothing. So will be a joint review, most likely a Double or Nothing when that pay-per-view happens, okay? So, like I said, really good show. A lot of stuff being set up. More mic time for a lot of guys tonight. I still think the best match was probably the NWA Women's Championship between Red Velvet and Serena Deeb. That was a really damn good match. I thought the main event was pretty okay. Pretty okay. I'll give it that. Wasn't bad, but I thought it was okay. And I like Christian and Sydal also. Not bad. Not bad. That's all I can really say. But like I said, a lot of matches being set up for Double or Nothing. I still think the whole Inner Circle Pinnacle thing doesn't make sense at this point, though. But hey, we'll see what happens, okay? Other than that, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. May 19th.